Welcome to Wednesday. I hope you're well. Hope you've had a good week so far. We've got energizing yoga today. We're focusing on legs, feet and ankles today. So if you stand a lot, if you walk a lot, if you have started wearing high heels again because you're going out, this is a really good one. And just giving the legs and the feet a little bit of attention because they serve us well. So we've got a few poses where we are on a blanket or a block. We've got a few poses where we have got our feet against the wall. You can also use a chair if you don't have a wall nearby. So pop a chair in front of you, or bring yourself in front of a sofa, or something that you can put your feet on, and hopefully you can make it work. So if you haven't got a block, so I'm using a low block rather than the bricks. These are the bricks. It's probably a little bit high, but you can probably make it work if that's all you've got. So a low block, or you can get a blanket, this is just a hoodie, a blanket or a towel, and roll it up nice and tightly, and we're going to use that to put under your heels so that we can get good stretch through the soles of the feet. So improvise. You might want a big fat book, Harry Potter or something, that might work. Something that you can pop your heels on to lift the legs and get a stretch down the back of the legs and work on stretching out the feet. So if you have got all of that ready, go and we're going to get started. If you haven't, go and grab something. So block, towel, blanket, book, cushion would probably work, something that you can use, and get yourself near a wall, or bring yourself a chair in so that you can put your legs against a chair. I thought we would have had a few more people here this afternoon, but maybe people are doing it on catch up. So okay, we will get started. So we're going to start down on all fours. So coming into our cat-cow. So hands directly under the shoulders, spread the fingers, press the mat away. We're tucking the toes under, and we're going to start with the breathing exercises. So inhale, dropping the belly, rolling the shoulders back, and then exhale, arching up, rounding out the spine. Just keep that moving just to get the air flowing around the body and starting to work on the energy. Really trying to feel that stretch through the front of the body. We're going to let the feet come flat, and we're going to sit back onto the heels. We're going to give the hips a little bit of a shake. Keep the hands active, keep them in front of you. From there, we're going to walk the hands over to the right. Inhale, and as you exhale, just stretching down, letting the forehead come down. And then inhale back to centre, pushing the heels back onto the bum. And then inhale to the left, and exhale, fold. Inhale, come back to centre. Exhale, walking the hands out in front, bring the forehead down. We're going to come up to all fours. We're going to take the right foot back and rock forward backwards. Just start to warm up those legs. So stretching through those toes, coming all the way through. You can't see, I've moved my camera position so that we can see the wall later. So you're just rocking forward, dropping that heel, and then you're going to bring that foot to the side and sit back and forward and just stretch out the hamstring. So if you have got tight knees, then you can start to stretch out that inner thigh. And then bring the foot to the front, and you're going to sink forward, stretching out the hips and lifting the toes. Getting those legs moving, working through those hips. And then coming back to all fours, go onto the other side, left foot back, dropping the heel, stretching through the sole of the foot, rocking forwards and backwards. Just making sure that we've got those legs working. And then we're going to take the foot to the side and sit backwards and forwards. And then bring that foot to the front, sinking into the hip flexor and stretching back, lifting the toes. And then we're going to come back to all fours. So we're going to come up into a downward facing dog. I'm going to start to pedal the heels out. So spread the fingers, plant the palms, press the mat away. You're going to inhale, and as you exhale, lift up, knees bent, and then just start to drop one heel at a time. Pedaling through the back of the legs, still trying to press the chest towards the thighs. Breathing deeply. And then you're going to come onto the toes, bend the knees, look forwards and sit yourself back into child's pose. Lengthening through that upper body. Give your hips a little shake from side to side. I'm going to do that again. Inhale, tuck the toes. Exhale, sit back and pedal. And then inhale, come onto your toes, bend your knees, sit back into child's. Okay, so we're going to start stretching out the toes. So we're going to tuck the toes under, on your knees, and we're going to sit the heels back. So we're sitting those heels back, so you'll feel a stretch down the feet, through the toes, and then you're going to walk the hands up your thighs, and we're putting the weight of your body so that your hips are directly over the ankles and you're feeling that stretch. So from here we're going to inhale, reach up. If you're happy there, then we're just going to do a little bit of inhaling, reaching up, and exhaling back. You might want to go a little bit deeper, and if you do, you can pop the block under your toes to lift them up higher, give you an even deeper stretch. Again, reaching through and exhaling down. If you struggle to bend the knees, pop the block here, so we take the pressure off the knees, but you've still got the weight through those heels. So your towel, your blanket, your block, whatever underneath that bum, so that we're putting the weight through here. So you're going to stretch all the way down through the balls of the feet, but you've not got the knees making or taking away that mobility. So just hold it for as long as is comfortable. And then what we're going to do is remove the block, and you're going to plant the feet down. So you might want to just give the ankles a little rotate. Start to point and flex the feet. And then we're bringing the feet down, and we're going to take the hands behind, and we're coming into an ankle stretch. So bring the hands behind, plant the feet down, and what we're aiming to do is we're aiming to lift the knees. So you're really pressing the feet nice and flat into the floor. Now again, if you feel any pain on this, then remove it, come out of this position. You can rock into it if you want. You can just pop that block under your bum and just try and press the feet. You can bring your hands to the feet and push your feet into the floor if you can't lift up those knees. So you can almost knead the soles of your feet here. Or you can pop the block under your knees, and it takes a little bit of the pressure off having to lift yourself up, but you're getting a stretch through the ankle. Again, don't do anything that's going to hurt. And here we're just going to roll the shoulders back and just breathe nice and deeply there. Pull the belly button in nice and tight, roll the shoulders back. Work to your own limits, your own limitations. We're going to bring yourself back up, coming onto your toes, and we're going to take the block behind you. So bringing the feet about hip distance apart, tucking the toes under, and what we're going to do is we're going to walk the feet back, so we're bringing the heels onto that block. So we're coming into Sun God Malasana, which is this position. Your heels are down. What we want to do is spread the toes. So you're bringing those heels down and rocking through those hips. So we're really trying to push the elbows away. So you're again stretching the balls of your feet and working the ankles. If you want to, you can bring the fingertips down and lift up onto the toes into a full Sun God. And if you can and you want to, you can rest and balance there. So we're fully on the toes. And we're going to bring the heels down onto that block, and we're going to straighten up. So we're coming now into a forward fold, but your heels are lifted. So you'll really feel the stretch down the backs of the legs because the weight is through those toes. So ideally we're trying to straighten out the legs. If you need to, soften the knees. But what we're trying to do is bring the weight through your toes so that the hamstrings are getting a good stretch. Letting that body hang. Breathing deeply. You're going to soften the knees. Bring the knees all the way back down, coming back into that Sun God. Again, the heels, the blocks under the heels, or you can lift up onto the toes and really work on the foot and ankle strength in your Sun God. drop the heels and lift up the bum. Let the head hang looking through the feet to the wall behind you. You can take hold of the elbows and take that weight, or keep the hands on the floor, just releasing off any of that body weight that might be pulling too much on the hamstrings. We're going to slowly roll up here, and we're going to come into a mountain pose with your heels on the block. So feet hip distance apart, heels on the block or the blanket. We're going to lengthen through those shoulders. So starting from the floor, I want you to spread the toes. So you're going big toe, spreading the feet out and pressing all the toes down so the ball of the foot is on the floor. Press the heels into your block or your blanket. Squeeze your thighs, squeeze your bum, pull your belly button in. We're going to imagine that we're stood on a towel, and we're going to try and tear the towel in half by spreading the feet that way. So we're going to roll the shoulders back, bring the hands into your active stance looking forward, and then imagine you're trying to spread that towel, rip that towel apart so your glutes are activated. All of those legs are working hard. That's where we need to concentrate. So if you find that you're resting those lower body to activate the upper body, relax the upper body a little bit more and think about that lower body. Think about getting the energy running through those legs. Squeezing the thighs, squeezing the bum, pressing the toes into the floor. From here, we're going to take the feet over the block or over the towel, and we're putting the toes on the block now and the heels off the block. So now we're lifting the toes up. The calves will be working hard. You'll be feeling a stretch through the calves. If you want to and you've got enough stability, you can lift up onto the toes and drop the heels. So we're doing calf raises, trying to keep the thighs squeezed. You might want to hold onto something, onto a wall or the chair. And then we bring those heels down. We still spread the feet, even though you're on the edge of the towel or the block or the blanket. And we're going to again try and tear that towel apart. So working the feet out to the sides. Squeeze the thighs, squeeze the bum, pull the belly button in. You should feel lots of strong energy through those legs. And then we're going to release the feet down. And you're going to just alternate, pedal those legs. From here, we're going to push the block or the towel behind us, and we're going to come down into a forward fold. Bring the hands down and step the feet back. So we're coming into a plank position. We're then going to walk the feet forward and bring the heels onto a block and then come into downward facing dog. So you might need to adjust by walking your body out, but we're going to try and come into that downward facing dog and pop the heels onto the block. You can't see me now. That was why I needed to put it there, so that you can see me. So my heels are coming onto the block, and you're pressing the heels into the floor as you're pressing your chest through. So the legs are straight. It gives you a chance to straighten the legs a little bit more,
but also pressing the heels down. So if you can't bring the heels all the way down onto the mat, it lifts that up. Lets your legs work much harder in a downward facing dog. Breathing deeply. Your other option is to bring your feet onto the block or towel, which gives you further for those heels to drop. So you'll feel again your calves stretch a lot more. The fronts of your shins, the backs of the legs. From here we're going to come onto the toes, bend the knees and sit back into child's pose. So that's all the strong leg poses done. We're now going to use the wall to do a little bit of re-energizing the legs. So if you're not near a wall, make sure you come to a chair, near a chair, somewhere that you can put your feet, something that you can put your feet on. So if I've got a chair, I haven't got a chair, but I could bring the chair there so that you've got the seat of the chair, and you're going to bring yourself onto it like this. Okay. I'm not going to use a chair, I'm going to use the wall, but that just gives you that option. So you're going to come so that your feet come to the wall, and we are. Oh, Pippin's here. Hi, Pippin. Feet on the wall so that your knees are at 90 degrees. We're going to just give your hips a little shake, let the hands flop out to the sides, roll the shoulders back. So you're nice and relaxed through that upper body. And what we're going to do is we're going to straighten out the left leg, and we're going to bring that ankle onto the knee. So we're coming into a thread the needle or an eye of the needle. And what we're going to think about is push that knee away. So if you're struggling to get there, you straighten out that leg, pop it on, and then walk the foot down. And you can come onto the toe if you want to. And then we're going to just push that knee away. So relax the upper body, let the lower back sink into the mat. And just nice deep breaths. So this is instead of reaching through and holding when we do thread the needle. But you can lift up onto the toe and push that knee away. So you're really feeling a stretch in the glutes. On this toe you're feeling your calf stretch. And we're just breathing deeply here. We're going to release that, and we're going to straighten out that left leg. The right leg goes up in the air, bend it, bringing the ankle onto the knee. We're going to bend the left foot, left leg, and then lift up onto the toe, and then we're going to push the right knee away. So you'll feel a stretch maybe through the hamstring, maybe in the glute. We're aiming to have a stretch down this right glute. Try and keep that upper body relaxed. Breathe in deeply. And then we're going to release that down. We're going to try and shuffle a little bit closer. So come a little bit closer to the wall, so that we've got, ideally we want the sit bones against the wall, so it might take a little bit of shuffling. And we're going to lift the legs up the wall and just shuffle your bum in so that your sit bones are against the wall. If you don't have that, you're going to bring your legs to the edge of a chair, so that we want the back of the chair
against the thighs. So against a bed is good, a sofa, anything like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring the feet together and we're going to bring the knees wide. So we're coming into a butterfly pose. Again, this is like the butterfly pose that we do sat down. But what we're going to do is we're going to let gravity brings those heels nice and close to the bum. And then if you wish and you feel comfortable, you can just press gently on those knees and just open out the hips. So this is good for tired legs. It opens up the hips here. You've got the gravity of the feet coming down towards you. Just breathing, letting the lower back sink into the floor. So you might have found that you're really tensing that lower back. Notice it and relax it. Push the knees out. And then your final one, which is one of my favourites, is legs up the wall. So you bring the legs straight, bring your sit bones as close to that skirting board as you can. And then we're going to lift the toes and press the knees into the floor. So again, if you're just on a bed or a chair, bring that chair to the edge of your thighs so that you've got 90 degrees through those hips and pull the toes down towards you. If you have none of that, you can loop a belt around your feet and hold there. Having them against the wall just gives you a little bit of a chance to get those legs straight. Take the arms out to the side, palms facing up, or bring the hands to the belly and notice your breathing. Stay here for as long as it's comfortable. If you want to, you can bring those legs into a wide fold so that you'll get a stretch down the inner thighs. It allows, again, gravity is pulling those legs apart, so you're getting a deeper stretch than you would without being on your back. And then similar to a happy baby option, bending the knees, planting the feet. You're going to press the feet into the floor, but still trying to have that bum touching. So we're now trying to open out the knees and press the feet into the floor, so you're stretching again through those hips. And then you can lift the legs and bring the knees into your armpits and rock around for your happy baby, taking hold of your feet if you wish, pulling the toes down towards you, really feeling those legs stretch out. You can just play around with happy baby, bringing the feet together, little rock here or on the outsides of the knees. You can straighten one leg at a time. So happy baby is just as a baby would, just rocking around, holding onto their toes. If you can't reach your feet, you can take hold of your ankles or the backs of your knees and just play around like a baby. The hardest part of these poses is getting out of them because your bum's so close to the wall. So ideally you can just drop into a fetal position. You want to go onto the right side rather than the left. And then you're going to bring yourself up. And hopefully it's elegantly done. If it's not, who cares? You're sat at home on your own with no one watching, hopefully. So that's your energizing legs, ankles, hips yoga. I hope you enjoyed it. Hands together, namaste. Thank you. Please do let me know if you found that easy or tough. If it helped, if it's something that you've gone, oh, that might be something that I can work on. I always love hearing from you, and the requests that you guys give me, that one was for Jill, so the requests that you guys give me are really useful because it gives me something to focus on that you guys want, and it lets me look at different areas. I do try and vary the sessions as much as possible, but yeah, if you guys say, oh, you know, I've got a bit of a frozen shoulder that I need to move, we can certainly look at it, and it just gives me a guide as to what you want. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you did enjoy it. Namaste. I'm back on Friday at 8 AM for Salute to the Sun. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care.